So Georgia Governor Brian Kemp accusing his Democratic challenger Stacey Abrams of putting families at risk by advancing the defund the police movement. More than 100 Georgia sheriffs have joined Kemp in condemning Abrams for being on the board of a group that they call anti-police, accusing the governor, Abrams, as I said, accusing the governor of lying.
I do not believe in defunding the police. I've repeatedly said that. Brian Kemp is lying. He's taking my words out of context, and he is denying the meaning of what I have said and what I have done. He can look at my record. You can look at my record. I spent 11 years in the legislature working with law enforcement, but I do believe in accountability.
Georgia Governor Brian Kemp joins us now. Governor, good to have you with us. Thank you for being here. So what is your evidence? What do you use to substantiate that she is in favor of defunding the police? And I know you have a clip that I actually played for her on Sunday of her talking to CNN and saying yes to an element of defund the police, but she's saying she wants to reallocate some money to different areas. So what's your evidence that she truly wants to defund the police?
Well, look, she said she wants to defund the police. She said she wants to reallocate. That's code word for defunding the police and sending the money elsewhere. You know, if she wants to do something like that, if it's a priority, you can find the money elsewhere besides defunding the police. So, you know, she said that in her own words. She's also serving on this board that's been paying her that supports defunding the police movement. The good thing for Georgians is, despite her telling people that I'm lying, they know that I've been a truthful governor. I mean, people may disagree with certain policies I've done or things that they would have rather had me do, but they know I've been truthful with them, Martha, and they know dang well I have stood with our men and women in law enforcement. I was running on going after street gangs and drug cartels 4 years ago, talking about this issue, warning of this problem. And for 3.5 years that I've been in office, we've been working with state law enforcement, with our prosecutors and local law enforcement to go after street gangs and street racers and violent criminals, even when a lot of these local politicians that support the defund the police movement would not do so.
I want to put some new polls up that just came out this afternoon, and they really have the two of you in a neck-and-neck race here. 48 to 48 is the top line number here. And then you go into the independent number in this poll, which came out just about an hour ago, and it has Stacey Abrams with independents at 52%, and you're at 42%. What's your reaction to those numbers, and what would you need to do to close that gap with independents who decide these elections?
Well, I'm not too worried about polling right now. That's not what we're seeing on our internals. I think there's people already
seeing on your internals?
Holes in that poll. But look, we're focused on what Georgians care about right now. You know, the policies of the Biden-Abrams administration, I call it. You know, she helped Joe Biden get elected. They're the ones that have driven, you know, $4 a gallon plus nationwide gas, close to being $5 now, 40-year high inflation. Everybody's barbecue this weekend for July 4th is going to be 39% higher than last year, and we continue to see the disaster at the border. Everything Stacey Abrams is doing, Martha, they're trying to distract from those real-world problems that Georgians and Americans are dealing with every single day, and they know we're doing something about it. You know, I've cut the gas tax. We're sending $1 billion back to taxpayers right now. I had a guy text me today and said, hey, I got my $500. So it's helping him fight through the Biden-Abrams inflation, and that's what we're going to continue to do. Cutting taxes and the programs and the policies and the big spending that she's proposing. She can't do all that without raising taxes. So the person that's being dishonest and lying here is not me, it's Stacey Abrams.
How much do you think the Roe v. Wade decision will play into the election in Georgia? I asked Stacey Abrams about it this weekend, and she said that she thinks it's always a medical decision, despite the fact that she, you know, used to be pro-life. She's now pro-choice, and she just kept saying it's a medical decision. And when I asked her if she would be in favor of abortion up to 9 months, she basically dodged that question.
Well, she took an extreme view this weekend, Martha, and I saw that clip, and I know that she did the same thing on another network. And then today, evidently, she's clarified where she is. But look, that's her MO. I mean, she moves whichever way the wind's blowing and whichever the way the polls are going. And we saw that when she criticized me over our elections bill, said it was Jim Crow 2.0 and suppressive. pressured big corporations in Major League Baseball to cancel us. And then when she figured out that the truth was on our side and that Georgians actually support the voter ID requirement, all of a sudden when Joe Manchin introduces a bill, she's for that. But, Georgians are seeing through all of that. They want somebody that's going to be transparent with them. I ran as a pro-life governor. I know that people disagree on these issues, but the thing is, you never hear her talk about adoption reform, foster care reform, our fight in Georgia to end human trafficking, but not only to do that, to support the victims and help them be able to become a contributing member to society and give them the support that they need to do that. We've done all of those things. It shows our total value for life, regardless of where you stand on the abortion issue.
All right, Governor Kemp, hope to have you back. Had a few more questions for you, but we hope we'll get to them next time. We really appreciate your time. Thank you, sir.
Have a great day.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.